Good morning, everyone, and thank you for those who are watching this later as well on YouTube. I appreciate it. Welcome to your mobility class. Today we're going to do a little bit of everything, some rolling, some stretching, some ball work. Yeah, let's get started. We're going to start lying face up. There we go. That was good to have a towel handy as well. We're just going to do some general mobility through our spine. We're not going to stick to any tools just yet. We're going to lie face up. Bring one knee into our chest and then alternate with the other. And all this is going to do is just warm up our back, get everything ready for stretching. Because even stretching, it's good to warm up. So here, I'm just hugging one knee into one spine and extending the other. This is to help open up the hip flexor on one side and to warm up the glute and the hips on the other. And then switch. And just a couple of seconds each side. I'm holding them for maybe 2 to 4 seconds. If you want to hold them for longer, if you feel a better release, feel free to go ahead and do that. Everyone's a little different. All right, and 3, 2, 1, and all right. From here, we're gonna just circle our knees a little bit. What it looks like, knees up in the air, circling like so. And same thing, you're just warming up our low back, warming up our spine. Other side, just small, easy circles. If you want to cover your hands on top as well to assist, just warming up our back, getting everything moving. And 3, 2, 1, okay. From here, we're gonna flip over, do a little bit of bird dog and a little bit of cat cow. Same thing, warming up our spine. So here on all fours, hands and feet about shoulder and hip width apart. We're just gonna extend down, so push your belly button towards the floor. We're gonna bring our chest and chin up, then press into the floor with our palms. Try to imagine sucking in your belly button, holding that in, and then extend. Let's go for 4 of these. And pulling in, this is warming up our spine. And through, and one more. Reach. And 1, okay. And from here, just some bird dog, just warming up our glutes or shoulders. Just gonna go for 10 total, or 5 aside. 3, 4, we're just waking up. 5, we just rolled out of bed. Definitely good just to get everything mobilized as best we can. 8, 2 more. 9, and 10. All right, now that we're awake a little bit, hopefully we got some blood flow to our extremities, our arms, our shoulders, our legs, and our glutes. We're gonna grab our roller, and we're gonna start off with a nice easy chest fly. Same thing, waking up the shoulders, getting a nice stretch there. We'll grab our roller. I want you to line your head and your tailbone on it. And of course, those who are here live, if you have any requests, feel free to make them in the chat or just say them out loud. Or if you have anything you want to spend a little more time on or a muscle group, just let me know. Myself and all the other instructors appreciate any and all interaction, whether that be chats, leaving the cameras on, or just being vocal with the requests. All right, so here, palms face up, slowly stretching through. We're gonna feel a nice gentle stretch along our chest and shoulders, and just waking up that whole front part of our body. We're gonna be here for about 35, 40 seconds. Just waking up those shoulders. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. From here, we're going to turn the roller sideways. We did our front. Now we're going to do our back. Turn the roller sideways. Going for mid to back level rolling. Here, we have a few options. So you can either hold our head up with our hands, or we can kind of just let it be loose. So we can do this. Use our neck muscles to support our posture. Or if you find your head and neck struggle, you can just hold it up. That's fine too, if you need extra support. If that's still too much, what you can do is plant your hips down so your weight is still in your hips, and you can just kind of arch your back and do like a set of mini crunches just to work through any part of your back without bearing too much weight on it. So again, your hips will be touching the floor. So most of your weight is in the floor here, not on the roller. So this is the modified version. And then unmodified is hips up, working your way back and forth along any tightness. About 15 more seconds. Just working through, do mini crunches, go for some rolling, whatever works for you. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. From here, we're going to use the roller in our glutes. Having a seat. Let's go for some nice, easy glute rolling. Yeah, we're using the roller for a bit, and once we're finished using the roller, we'll just leave it off to the side. So we're going to use the roller for the first bit of today. You're just working through any kind of tension in the glute. You can also choose the angle of the knee. So the more steeper you go, the more it shifts towards your glute med. The higher you go, the more it focuses closer to the tailbone or closer to the midline of the glutes. So here, rolling back and forth, you can spend as much or as little time as you want. We'll be here for about 40 more seconds, about a minute each side. Of course, we're going to spend a little longer at home. If you're watching this later on YouTube, you can, of course, pause the video, give yourself a little bit of extra time, or if you're here live, if you don't feel like switching, you don't have to. It's all relative to our own bodies. You do whatever is best for you. All right, 15 more seconds. Of course, once again, if you have any requests, feel free to make them in the chat. So if we're here live, and I'm more than happy to oblige. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. From here, other side. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Let's switch to the quads here. We're going to spend a little longer here. The quads need a little bit of extra love. You can also feel free to do one side at a time. For the quads, you can just cross your legs and do one side at a time. I'm going to do both the whole time for about 2 minutes. Feel free to do each for a minute or whatever combination works for you. So double check if you don't have any requests. Nope, none, aside from hamstrings. Okay. So lying face down, roller just above our knees. And here we have a few options. You can have our knees turned out, knees turned in. We even change it up halfway through. Again, do whatever feels best for your body. So working back and forth, 2 minutes starting now. Things slow, deep movements. If you want to hang in a particular spot and just pause, that's fine too. Think slow, deep breaths. We're going to breathe through your stomach the whole time. Think a slow couple seconds in, slow couple seconds out. Could be 5 and 5 or 4 and 4, whatever works for you. Just think breathing in and breathing out. Slow, controlled breaths. If you're not sure how to do slow, deep, controlled breaths, consider YouTubing, like diaphragm breathing or just slow meditative breathing. Would definitely recommend. We're almost there, about 25 seconds left, just really digging through whatever tension you have right in your quads. About 15 seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Excellent. So here we're going to go for the inner thigh. We're going to lie face down. We're going to place one knee on the roller, but just above the knee. And from here, we're going to both our elbows, do a semi-plank position. We actually lift our hips off the air and roll right along the inner thigh. Now, the key part here is don't tuck your ankle in. I can't actually see anyone, so I can't tell. But really try to keep your ankle in as best you can. Keep your ankle out as best you can. Don't keep it in. So you want to really focus on just the adductors right in your groin. You can feel free to go right up to your groin or your pelvis, then go right back to the side of the knee, just working back and forth. All right, 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides. Of course, any feedback or any requests, feel free to put them in the chat. If you're feeling in a particular area, or if you feel in a funny area where you're not sure, let me know. Again, I know myself and any other instructor also appreciates any and all interaction. Slow, deep breaths. About 15 seconds left. Slow, deep breaths. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we're going to go for the calves. Really going to use that roller. And once we're done using it, that'll be it for the class in terms of the roller. So here, going for calves. I'm going to do a modified calf one, but I'll show you both the other ones. So here we can do both one at a time or one with just using our body weight. So here, both at the same time, hips up, rolling back and forth while keeping our hips off the ground. You can also do one at a time. But for me, my calves are super tight, so I need to do this one at a time and without supporting myself. Because for me, honestly, just even resting my calf is enough of a release for me. Everyone's different. Listen to your own body. It's not always the best idea to do the most intense version. Listen to your body, work within your limits. So here, 50 more seconds on this side. Just working through whatever you got going on. So for me, I feel it just resting my calf, but everyone's different. So work with what you got. And of course, when you request or if you want other variations, let me know. There's many variations of all these rolling exercises. So yeah, if you ever want to know more variations of particular ones, let me know. More than happy to show you. All right, but 15 seconds left. And 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other side. I do see a request. I'll check that in just a second. Just working through any kind of tension. Excellent. About 30 seconds here. And for me, again, I feel it most. Even just resting, I feel it. So everyone's different. About 20 seconds left. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm just going to quickly check our request here, which is always exciting. Feet and neck, please. Nice socks. Thank you. I try to wear a different pair all the time. Feet and neck, please. Sure. Let's get to those. We're going to start off with the upper traps. So we're going to take our single ball, hockey ball, lacrosse ball, really any kind of whatever ball you have. We're going to place it on the upper traps. So right about here. So make sure you don't touch your neck. Stick to just the upper trap area. You should be able to actually kind of squeeze it right along the side here. So not quite your shoulder, not quite your neck, right in between. So here, behind one trap. Now we're gonna take our arm, whichever side we're on, we're gonna take that same arm and just swing it up and down. So here, slow, big movements. If you just kind of wave the arm front to back, you can also wave side to side, kind of make some nice big waves. You can draw circles, whatever works for you. We're gonna be here for about another 35 or so seconds. Again, you can wave back to front. You can let it kind of just sit there on a particular angle. That's fine too. And slow, deep breaths the whole time. And 3, 2, 1. Switching sides. So here, other side. We're trying to focus on releasing through the upper trap. So placing it behind there, push that whole muscle up, and slowly working back to front. And slow, deep breaths. We're gonna be here for about another 35 or 40 seconds. I think slow movements. Again, you can wave front to back, you can wave side to side, you can draw circles, spell your name, whatever works for you. Just whatever movements you want in your hand, whatever that translates to releases in your shoulder and upper trap. Again, everyone's different. Do what works for you. And 3, 2, 1. Okay. From here, now we're going to actually do a rotator cuff. This is definitely an important one. From here, I want you to place the ball right behind your shoulders. So bring your elbow 90 degrees. So from in, bring it out to 90. Take your fingertips, feel behind your shoulder. I'm going to show you sitting up first. So here, behind that shoulder, and our goal is to rotate while keeping the ball in that shoulder socket. And make sure it's not in your arm. Make sure it's not in your shoulder blade. It's behind your actual shoulder socket. And we're going to rotate through that range of motion. So here, face up, elbow down. Make sure it's not behind your armpit either. You don't want to be reaching into your lat because it's not really going to do a whole lot. You may feel it in air quotes, but it's not really going to release your rotator cuff. So again, you want that tucked right behind your shoulder, the actual shoulder joint, and rotate right along that axis. About 10 more seconds. 10, 9, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other side here. Elbow nice and wide. And rotating through that axis, going along your rotator cuff. We're going to be here for about a minute. Just slowly taking our time. And slow, deep breathing the whole time. And 15 seconds, 15, 14. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Last one here with the ball. We're going to go for some feet rolling. Here we're going to do a lot of specific stretching for the hamstrings. So here, standing, ball on the floor. Underneath your big toe, I want you to compress the ball as possible. I can't really compress this hockey ball, but if you have a ball that's compressible, like a tennis ball, feel free to go for it. And just roll right along the arch here. Being slow, deep rolling. If you want, you can even angle your foot. So my foot is neutral. I can actually angle my foot so my pinky toe comes up and my big toe points down. And rolling back and forth. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now in the middle. So now bring it between the balls of the feet, plant your heel, and then imagine you're trying to get a gum off your shoe. So as you reach your heel, you're trying to press down and through. So here, kind of like this motion. You're trying to, almost like you're moonwalking, but not quite. Just rolling it right along, trying to like scrape the floor as best you can. You're trying to get gum off your shoe. Trying to really work right along the middle of that foot. There's a lot of small musculature there. Never a bad idea, just to release it a little bit. And for all of these, I mean, feel free to do more at home after this. Just make sure you don't go too much. There is such a thing as too much rolling or too aggressive rolling. You don't want to bruise yourself. That is taken to an extreme. So use caution. Just a couple minutes, maybe 2, maybe 3, but not like 12. And 3, 2, 1. Other side. Back to that big toe. We're going to be here for about 45 seconds to a minute. Just really working through any kind of tension right along that arch. Of course, if you want to point that big toe down, point that pinky toe up, kind of angle your foot, just get a deeper portion of the arch, that's fine too. Think slow, deep breaths. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now between the arches, between the balls of the feet, rolling right along the middle. Being slow, release. Right along the middle of the foot. We're going to be here for about 35, 40 more seconds. About 15 more to go. And 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. From here, we do a series of inner thigh and hamstring releases because they are related. So here, actually, you don't need to wait. We're going to start off with a nice, easy groin stretch. So put your feet are nice and wide. Really try to get yourself open. And then from here, I'm going to squat down right down to the floor. So reaching down, but if you want to stay lunging a little bit, you can. And from here, I'm going to plant my heel. I'm going to point my toes up to the sky. I'm going to try to rotate away, dig right into my inner thigh, and a little bit into my inner hamstring. So your hamstring is divided into 4 parts. It's going to get the 2 inner parts. But the key part of that is actually rotating away. So don't just kind of hang out here with this knee in and this leg kind of relaxed. I want you to actually actively push this knee out, rotate your hips, squeeze your bum, push those hips forward as this heel stays anchored. You're going to feel a stretch on the inner thigh and on the inner hamstring. About 20 more seconds here. And 3, 2, 1. Other side. Reaching up. And again, it's not enough just to be here. I want you to actually rotate away, turn your torso, turn your hips, trying to open up your groin right here, feeling a nice stretch in the groin and in the hamstring. Trying to turn away. About 15, 20 more seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. From here, we're actually going to go for a kneeling hamstring stretch and a hip flexor stretch. So here, dig that heel in, point those toes up, leaning forward, stretching right along the hamstring. Getting a nice release there. About 35 or 40 seconds. Trying to feel a nice stretch along here. Avoid putting pressure on your knee. Try to focus on just behind the leg as best we can. Think slow, deep breaths. We're going to breathe through your stomach the whole time. We have about 15 seconds left. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Foot planted, leaning forward. Go for that hip flexor stretch. Here, try to push this knee out. Squeeze those glutes as you stretch along the hip flexor of the other side. About 20 more seconds here. Three, two, one. All right, other side. So here, going for that hamstring stretch. Digging that heel in, leaning forwards. Going for a nice stretch right along the hamstring here. We're almost there. About 10 seconds left. 10, 9, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now going for that kneeling hip flexor stretch. Lunging forward, taking this knee, pushing it towards the outside, squeezing in our glute. Really nice stretch in the hip flexor. Ten seconds. 10, 9, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. The next one for the hamstrings, we're actually going to use a wall or a corner. I'm going to angle it over here. If you don't have a wall or a corner, that's okay. I'm actually going to move this. Whoops. Make sure your corner is clear of any furniture. And then, if you don't have a corner or wall or any kind of structure, that's fine. You can just pull your own leg in. I'll show you both. So if you want to do a corner release, what we do is we take our leg up, we place it on here, on the wall. Then from here, keeping both legs straight, we're gonna reach up, we're gonna realign our tailbone so it's as close to the wall as possible. Keep this leg as straight as possible, then slowly lower that heel, keeping both legs straight. You're gonna feel a release right along this hamstring. Now, if you don't have a wall or corner to use, that's fine. You can just focus on holding that leg in and doing the same thing, but trying to hold it like this. Or you can also use the towel to pull it in. Either one is fine, using the towel, using the wall, using just your hands, whatever you're able to do. So I'm gonna use the wall for a couple reps on this side and I'm gonna switch. But here, trying to keep our tailbone as close as we can to the wall and reaching up. So slow release down, coming back up. Slow release down. Try to keep both toes pointed towards you. Try to avoid rotating out on either foot. Think of slow release on both sides. About 2 more. 2, and 1 more. And reach, and 1. Perfect. All right, try the other side. So I'm gonna turn myself this way. Want to get yourself nice and close to the edge or the wall. Trying to use that corner. But again, if you don't have a corner nearby, you can use a towel, hook it around your ankle or your toes, and pull your leg in that way. That's fine too. Whatever variation works for you. Okay, shooting myself over here. Leg straight and slow release on the way down. We get a little closer. There we go. I think slow releases. I'm gonna go for about 5 or 6 here, but you can go for as many or as little as you like. Try to avoid the toes turning out. Try to keep both toes neutral. Really focus on the hamstring release. If you want to hold it at the bottom for a bit, that's fine. Whatever works for you. About 2 more for me. 2, slow release. Coming up, and 1 more. And reach, 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 reach. And release. All right, second, if you still have a wall, feel free to go for that figure 4 stretch. So that looks like, actually gonna stretch our glutes here. We're gonna place one ankle on one knee like this, and sit back to feel a nice stretch in our glute, letting gravity assist us. If you don't have a wall, it's fine. You can just go for the regular figure 4 stretch, where you do this, grab the back of your leg and pull it in. But since I have a wall right here, I'm gonna go ahead and use that wall. So foot planted, shimmy up a little bit, grabbing that ankle, and then sitting down, letting gravity do the work to stretch my glute. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna hold it here for about 20 more seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switching sides. So here, foot on the wall. All right. And slowly releasing through that glute. About 15, 20 more seconds here. And 3, 2, and 1. I'm gonna bring the mat closer. So that's basically it for today. Thank you all who came live. Thank you all who are watching this later on YouTube. I'm gonna pause the recording here.